talk about the class attribute. Okay, every HTML also can carry a class attribute. Sometimes, rather than uniquely identifying one element within a document, you will want a way to identify several elements as being different from other elements on the page. For example, you might have some paragraphs of text that contain information that is more important than others and want to distinguish these elements that contain this information. Or you may want to differentiate between links that point to other pages on your website and link that points to an external site somewhere. How do you do the class attribute? The value, okay, of the class attribute should describe the class it belongs to. In the example, I will show you the example. Key paragraphs have a class attribute whose value is very what? Important. The class attributes on any element can share the same value. Okay, so in the example which I'm going to show you, the value of important, which is the name of our class, could be used on headings and links. But by default, using what? Class attribute does not affect the presentation of an element. It will only change the appearance if there is CSS rule that indicates what it should display or how it should display it. The ID and then the class most of the time is clear when we are doing CSS. We'll get to CSS soon and you understand it better. If you would like to indicate that an element belongs to several classes, you can separate class names with a space. So unlike uniquely identifying one particular thing, in using class you can group some paragraphs or some text that contain a certain information as one. That is the way you can distinguish between elements. So those information could be on several elements. Okay, could be at the header, it could be in paragraph, but you want to put them together and style them together. So it's easier when you use class attributes. In this example, using class attributes, you can give the same value for the class to several elements. As you can see here, this paragraph has a value of importance for the class, and you can also see it here for admittance. So you can group all this, all this particular information you have here as important and all this information as important, but style it differently. You can give it the same value, but you can style it differently. You can decide to make all these ones uppercase, and then you can decide to do all this one be colored yellow or be colored white or be colored blue on your web page. So that's for class attributes.